What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again. This time bring you the last three, the second half of the recent Spider-Man retro, and I'm doing the quotation marks when I say that, retro wave, which is half true retro, and the other half is the foul retro. And you can see that right dead center with Francine Frye, the female Electro. That's on the newer style card. They're not the true retro cards like you see flanking her with on our left Kaine and on the right Chameleon, which is long in the coming. Definitely, most definitely the highlight of this particular set, meaning this wave. We've been wanting Chameleon for a minute, especially with the VHS series, which was based on the 90s cartoon, and a few other retro carded figures that were also based on the retro card, based on the cartoon, the 90s cartoon. And now we've got Chameleon, and I think we can all sleep now. Anyway, you see what we got going on. Last time it was two of the foul retros and one true retro. This go around we've got one foul and two true retros. We've got Kaine, Electro, and the Chameleon. And we're going to do it just like how we did the last time. We're going to play the sandwich game. We're going to start with the, of course, the retro figures. We'll kick it all off with Kaine. You see how he's looking in the packaging there. He did make an appearance in the 90s cartoon. We get a set of an additional set of hands, grasping hands, which I believe when it comes to this guy, grasping hands are definitely appropriate for this particular figure. Anybody that read the storyline that introduced Kaine, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then here on the rear, we've got the six figures in this wave. We've already checked out the first three, Spider-Man Unlimited, Agent Venom, and Spider-Boy. And now we're bringing up the rear with these last three. And, of course, the return of the bios, which reads, as the first of Jackal's attempts to clone Peter Parker, Kaine was left with conflicted feelings towards both his maker and Spider-Man. We can check Kaine out now that he's out of packaging. Before we do that, let's take a look at his lone or dual set of accessories, meaning an additional set of hands. These are graspers, and like I said previously, these are very appropriate for this character. He had an ability called the Mark of Kaine, and he was also known for, shall we say, throttling his enemies, which is he took out Doc Ock by that throttle. And by throttle, you should know what I mean by that. Anyway, Kaine is definitely looking good. I'm glad to add him to my lineup of Spidey figures. And this was when he was definitely a bad guy, a failed clone of Miles Warren, the Jackal. This clone went way left. You know, Peter Parker is 5'10", and Kaine is 6'4". So and he's a clone of Peter Parker, and he's 6'4". He's much stronger than Spider-Man. I can't recall exactly how strong, but I will tell you this: he was strong enough to knock out the Rhino. You know, and I mean just going straight up toe to toe with him, not bouncing around like how Spider-Man has to do. And of course, he's got the Mark of Kaine, and he's also disfigured. We didn't get another head sculpt with Kaine, but he is definitely disfigured, and like I said, a failed clone, and I guess he was disposable by the Jackal. So it's kind of unfortunate. That's what led to this, an eternal nemesis of Ben Reilly, He was going after Ben Reilly all over the country until Ben ended up in New York, and then that basically kicked off that storyline that introduced Kaine, and it's a pretty good storyline. But anyway, Clone Saga is what I'm talking about. Anyway, this figure is pretty nice. It's on the Vulcan body. We've got some nice sculpted in textures here. This is all sculpted in, down in his legs, sculpted in. Of course, he's got, what we're going on there on the sides of his legs and the sides of his forearms. But all of this is sculpted in. We'll call it, I was going to say sky blue. I think it's closer to teal, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty good. And then we've got this hot pink cape. And you could see how it is. You could tell it's wind swept to his right, turning to the back. We've got some tears and tatters, looking pretty nice. The head sculpt, also good. And this too is sculpted in. All of this pretty nice. Pupilless eyes. The hair is looking pretty cool. It would have been nice if it had a wash, but it's still pretty nice as is. Like I said, it's on the Vulcan body mold. This hair is going to impede, as well as the cape, going back. He can look down, and there's a very little pivot there, and of course he can 360, but the cape is going to impede that too. He can get out to a T-pose, and he can 360, but of course the cape will impede that as well. He's got the bicep swivel. This is the Vulcan body mold, so he's got butterfly joints, so that's pretty cool. And pinless. It's really a joy to every figure has been pinless so far. He's got the ab crunch. You can go back that far. Waist swivel. He can spread his legs that far out. 90 degrees on the upswing, on the kick forward. Kick back, not that much, but some. He's got the thigh cut. Pinless, double jointed knees. Very nice. And it's something else I was saying about how it's a joy that we get to say pinless, to the point where we probably don't need to say it anymore. But so far, every figure has been pinless in this wave. But then of course, that's the pro. The con, it's we seem to not be getting the calf swivel. No calf swivel again. This is the fourth figure in this wave with no calf swivel. As far as the ankle is concerned, he'd point his toe that far forward, that far up. He's got nice ankle pivot. Holes at the bottom of his feet. So, yep, that's our boy Kaine. Looking very, very nice there. Next up, Francine Frye, aka Electro, the female version, and looking pretty good there. What's especially looking good, looking at her in the clamshell, are the accessories. The electric effects are different. Let's put it that way. They're different. They're new. And since this came out before the Jamie Foxx Electro from the last Spider-Man film, he's got the same effects, only his will be yellow. And these look pretty good. And we'll take a closer look at that when we get them out of packaging. She also comes with an extra set of fists. We turn it around as we look on the back of this foul retro card. And we have the bio. And Francine Frye absorbs the powers of Electro. She uses the ability to manipulate electricity to transform from accomplice to supervillain. With Francine out of packaging, we can go on and check out her accessories. You saw in the packaging she came with an additional set of fists. But the highlight are these. They're electric effects, and these are, we haven't seen these before, before. I'm going to put one down so I can try to show you close up what's going on here. If you can see that right there, let me get my little pointer. And if you look right there, I'll back it up because I don't want to lose focus. You can see that circle, that's a clip. These actually clip onto the wrists, so they'll look, you know, more realistic and emanating from them. I'm going to take Francine now and try one out and see if I can clip it or if I have to remove the hand in order to do it. It's probably best if I do that. In fact, I can already tell they're pretty small, so that can only help. That'll end up making it, you know, making it snug. So there it is. And I'll put the hand back. And there you have it. You turn her head so she can at least look nice while she's showing it off. But yeah, that's how that goes down. So that's pretty nice right there. And they will loosen up, so I was able to actually take it off, as you saw. So that's pretty cool. As far as the figure itself, her head, since she's wearing a mask, there's no hair issues. So she can look back that far, look up that far, look down that much. She's got some crazy tilt, but I think that's mostly because her head is sitting very high on her neck there. If you could see, sitting very high on the neck. And that's what is causing the ability to be able to have that crazy tilt. And of course, she can 360. She can do better than a T-pose. So that's pretty cool. She can, of course, rotate 360. She's got the bicep swivel. Double jointed, pinless, everything. Elbows right this go around. The wrist swivel and hinge, standard hinge. She's got a diaphragm. She can arch back that far, go forward, not very far, but when has any female, or even male for that matter, ever been to go far on the diaphragm? She can get you side to side, and you're going to get your rotation at that diaphragm. She can spread her hips that far out, kick 90 degrees, go back that far. She's got the thigh cut. She's got the double jointed knees. And no, well, females usually don't have calf swivels. She can point her toe that far forward, that far up, and she's got the nice ankle pivot. And yeah, that is, get her back down. That is our girl, Francine Frye, aka Electro. And now, main bout time, we have Marvel's Chameleon. We've been looking forward to getting this guy. Now we can essentially rest, if you will, when it comes to the 90s cartoon. Of course, any other characters they can come up with, we'll gladly have them. But this was most sought after because Hasbro was holding out. Anyway, you see what's going on in the packaging. He comes with an extra set of fists. He's got a mask of J. Jonah Jameson, which is curious because he doesn't need to put physical masks on. His face can alter to whatever person, whatever features he wants. And he also comes with a weapon, a long-distance weapon. I believe we've seen that before. We'll get a closer look when we go. In fact, he comes with two weapons. My bad. He also has a hand weapon, a sidearm. On the back, we, of course, have the sketches on to switch the hands, and the bio, which reads, the half-brother of Kraven the Hunter and enemy of Spider-Man, Chameleon is a master of disguise and ultimate undercover spy. Let's take a look at those accessories out of packaging. The obligatory extra set of fists we have, and then we also have the that J. Jonah Jameson mask, which is just all flattened up. Once again, as I stated, this version of the Chameleon doesn't need physical masks, but I guess he used to back in the day in the 60s when he first came out. He did use it, so it's probably a throwback to that. Anyway, it's an accessory. We don't look gift horses in the kisser. Here's the sidearm, just molded in a like a gray plastic, no detail, nothing. And then, of course, the long-range weapon. Like I said, we've seen this before. This has some paint on it. It's got some black right there at the muzzle part right there. So we do have that. So that's it for the accessories. Fair amount considering that it's in retro card. So no complaints here, no complaints. As far as our guy himself is, we have, got to go back because I'm losing focus again. Jeez. Bear with me, guys. It is what it is. The head sculpt on this guy is definitely something to picture. Very, very nice. Very detailed for it to just be a white head. And he's got expressions on there. The eyes looking real nice. You see, we've got the epaulets here, shoulder pads. He's got the strap going across his torso there in the back, and it's kind of it's glued on. It's a separate piece, but it's affixed. So don't even mess around with that. Of course, you got the belt there. Got the wristbands, red boots, pretty nice. There's articulation. You can look up. Well, he's being impeded because another aspect of his costume, this neck piece right here, it's actually separate. And it looks good aesthetically, but it does impede him looking up somewhat. If this was off, he'd be able to look up, considering he just has a bald head. It's also impeding, well, actually, it doesn't impede him looking down. That's good. I was able to get it over that neck piece. Going back, I think if you force it, force it over that neck piece, you can get it. So cool. He does have some tilt going on, and of course you could 360 it. He can do basically a T-pose, and he can 360 it. His shoulder pads are connected to the shoulder. He's got the bicep swivel, and we're clean sweeping with the pinless elbows and knees. Gotta love that. He's got, since he came out of packaging with trigger hands, they all have the vertical hinge, both sides. He's got the waist swivel. He's got the ab crunch, so he can go back that far. He can go forward that far. I already did the waist swivel. He can spread his legs out that far. Kick 90 degrees, go back that much. He's got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, pinless of course. Like I said, we've clean sweeped it. And last figure that I'm reviewing in this wave, and it's the first one that actually has a thigh cut right there at the boot. He can point his toe forward that far, up that far, and he does have ankle pivot. So all the articulation that you actually kind of need for a character like the Chameleon. And it's great that we finally got him, you know. Very good for the VHS and the retro card series that gave us these 90s themed characters. And now to fulfill the comparison segment, if you will, we've got the first version of Chameleon. This was from the Rhino wave from several years back, and you see it's much smaller, and it was just based on a suited body with the head, and he came with a couple of other heads to go with it, including, if I'm not mistaken, J. Jonah Jameson. Yep, and then of course we have the original Electro. You could see the similarities in their costumes, and yeah, these two are a couple, or at least they were. And so there it is, all 6 figs. We did 3 to get us kicked off. That was Agent Venom, Ultimate Spider-Man and Spider-Boy, and then we brought up the rear with Kaine, Electro, Francine Frye Electro, and of course the Chameleon. Very solid wave indeed. Retro wave, retro, doing the hyphenated marks again. Very nice. We got some characters that I think is needed in the form of the Chameleon, of course. So we're glad to have him, and more or less, kind of, sort of, technically close the door on the '90s cartoon. There's still a crack in the door. There are still characters that we can get to help to continue flushing and filling out the '90s cartoon, characters. Kaine, I love that we got that Kaine. For me, he is my favorite in this wave, in this set. I just love the design. I love the unique sculpt. Just great. I think that that made it fab for me. Second up for me is Francine Frye Electro, simply because of those electricity pieces that just set it off for me. So she gets the number 2 spot, and I already mentioned Chameleon. He's number 3 for me. Number 4 would be. It was a toss-up, but I'm going to give it to Spider-Man Unlimited. Another unique type sculpt, where a lot of the design was actually sculpted and not just painted. So I like that. And then, of course, after that is Agent Venom, an upgrade from the previous Walgreens exclusive. I say upgrade simply because it's newer. I think, obviously, it has better articulation. I like the original Agent Venom in terms of the aesthetic, the look. He was a little bulkier. I'm not crazy about that Flash Thompson head sculpt, but it is what it is. And bringing up the rear is Bailey Briggs, aka Spider-Boy. Cute little figure, I guess. It's a teen body mold. Because of the sneakers, we get no ankle articulation at all. The second head sculpt is great, that he's sporting right now. The thing that was curious was we got thwipping hands, and he doesn't thwip. You know what I'm saying? He's the webless wonder. Anyway, that's the wave. What do you guys think? How do you rate this wave? Are you getting the entire wave? You're going to cherry pick? How you going to do? Let me know down in the comments below. And, that was my way of trying to catch up instead of just doing it one at a time. And because definitely late to the party with this wave, but got it out the way. And we will see what is going to happen next here on the ruckus. You know what I'm saying? So let me know how you feel about it. Leave your comments below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the rules. Anyhow, that's going to do it for this go round. Until next time, peace.